experienced enough to get into contention. We'll see what she does going into her second lifetime start.
Howard Gibson, trainee with Blake Nunnally aboard as we go to the track for the second.
Horses are on the track for the second race today. The second race is the Hearn Wedding Purse at 5 furlongs. Maiden claiming event, purse of $16,000. It brings out maiden 2-year-old fillies. Reminder that number 6, St. Indy, will race with blinkers on. Blinkers on number 6. Post time coming up in 5 minutes.
Race number 2 at Emerald Downs, maiden 2-year-old fillies, and 5 of the 6, numbers 1 through 5, first-time starters getting careers going. And number 6, St. Indy, raced down in Phoenix back in April. Let's go up to Tom. Tom and John, nice selection in the first with Creative Union, a 4-1 winner. Tom, good start to the day.
Yeah, and I promise I didn't look at John's homework either for that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Well, it was a good start to the day.
Yeah.
Second race, 5 furlongs, and a half dozen to go postward here. Melba's Gold is who I'm going to go to in this one. Kevin Orozco guides fresh out of the winner's circle. This one showing that good workout pattern. You've got the high percentage trainer in Kay Cooper. Bred by the Pabst family here in Washington. Kevin Orozco maybe picks off both ends of the early double. I'll put Melba's Gold on top. Blueberry Budget, second selection here. Another one with solid workouts and a daughter of Gold Rush Dancer, half-sister to Melba's Gold, in fact, in this race. And St. Indy on the outside, they put the blinkers on for the first asking here for, or the second start, I should say, for St. Indy, who's got the first one out of the way. down at Turf Paradise. Only one in the race that has a start under the belt. 4, 5, and 6 for me here in the second.
Okay, Melba's Gold. Yeah, that line goes back early in Emerald Downs history. Melba's Jewel, an early stakes winner, and she has been an outstanding broodmare. Let's go to John Lindley.
I am going to try number 1, Bonita Muchacha, and as I mentioned, it's not because I won on Bonita Muchacha in 1983 in the 5-race winning streak, but it might have a little bit to do with it. But anyway, she's by Lutz Gift, and you talked about the mare. She's bred to be quick early, draws the 1 hole, has a rider that's pretty aggressive out of the 1 hole. We'll see if she has some speed, and we'll see if she can pick up where her same name horse ran 1985.
Yeah, Bonita Muchacha. Terror at Longacres back in '83. The same name is debuting here, daughter of Lutz Gift and Stan Grace, who was a debut winner. This is her first foal. I'm going to go with you there on number 1, Bonita Muchacha. John and I on the 1, Tom's on the 4 here in the second.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the second. Field set to load for the second race, the Hearn Wedding Purse. 5 furlongs the assignment here as Bonita Muchacha steps in inside post. Now Jesmo Money, one off the rail, heads to the mark. Express Girl to follow. Now comes Melba's Gold. Kevin Orozco donning the blue ribbon colors. Blueberry Budget, one from the outside. Talia Timont on the yellow silks. St. Indy outside post is standing by with Blake Nunley. They have the 8-ball colors of Howie Gibson. Right in. All set. And runners away. Good start for Bonita Machacha at the inside. Jess Mo Money got off well. Melba's Gold racing third by a length. Then comes Express Girl running on with Blueberry Budget from the outside. Two more to St. Indy as they hustle for the far turn. Bonita Machacha just in front. Jess Mo Money right there a snug second. Melba's Gold wants into it now a closer third. Gap of 5. Back to racing next, Express Girl at the rail. They run to the top of the stretch, and Bonita Machacha just in front as they round the turn and run for home. And there goes Melba's Gold on the attack. Grandstand side. They're a furlong away. Bonita Machacha is at the inside. Melba's Gold pressing from the outside. These two square off 70 yards away. On the outside, Melba's Gold, Bonita Machacha. Here comes St. Indy flying. Photo finish between St. Indy, Bonita Machacha. Then back of that came Melba's Gold, Express Girl, Jess Mo Money, and Blueberry Budget. They stopped the clock in 59 and 75 100ths. Photo shows number 1, Bonita Machacha, finishing first. Second was number 6, St. Indy. Finishing third, number 4, Melba's Gold. And fourth, number 3, Express Girl. Once again, the running time, 59 and 75 100 seconds. The second race today, the Hearn Wedding Purse, a special Emerald Downs welcome. Results for the second race official. The official winner, Bonita Machacha. Into the Michelob Ultra Winners Circle, it's Bonita Machacha. Owned by Lisa Bays, trained by Rigoberto Velasquez. Ridden to victory by jockey Frank Alvarado. A 2-year-old Grey Aroan filly by Lutz Gift. From Stay in Grace, she was sired by Understatement. Bonita Machacha was bred here in Washington by Lisa Bays. Here's a look at the prices for the second race. Winner number 1, Bonita Machacha, $24.96 on the win ticket. $6.96 to place, $3.70 to show. Number 6, St. Indy, the runner-up, $3.12 and $2.72. Third, number 4, Melba's Gold, $3.16 to show. Winning exacta $42.27. The early double paid $37.02. 50-cent trifecta $100, 28 cents. 10-cent super $56.01. There's a look at the photo for the win. And race fans, time for the WTBOA Wabred of the Week Award. This week's honor goes to Rick and Debbie Pabst. Mimi Kai made it 2 straight wins with 3 for 6 lifetime and a 4-length victory in a time of 1:03 and 22 100ths for 5.5 furlongs. Conveyance is the second leading sire at the meeting with 8 wins, and Mimi Kai is one of 9 winning foals out of Deja Views. Tip of the hat to Ricky and Debbie Pabst, our WTBOA Wabred of the Week winners. Coming up, the third race today. The third race is the Equine Art Show purse at 6 furlongs. No changes in the third race. Post time set at 2:48, less than 19 minutes until post time. Hey fans, watch, wager, and win on all your favorite teams at Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, located just minutes away from Emerald Downs. That's Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. And fans, the Equine Art Show is happening all weekend on Track Level. Take a look around, and if you see something you like, it can be yours, as all the artwork is for sale. A portion of the proceeds go to the Washington Thoroughbred Foundation.
3 at Emerald Downs, 4-year-olds and up, sprinting 6 furlongs. This is the start of our jackpot pick 6 wager, and that carryover exceeds $15,000 now in the 10-cent jackpot pick 6. So carryover is growing, and as that grows, a little more interest grows. Take a chance on the 10-cent jackpot pick 6. Wayne the Guy is here with me in the paddock. It's the Equine Art Show purse, and Wayne is a amateur/professional photographer, has a great race fan, and contributes to our coverage on the Long Acres Mile and other events on the track. And Wayne, I know you've browsed and perused the Equine Art Show as you do every year. Give us a few details on that.
Yeah, as usual, there's a lot of amazing artists out there. I'm always amazed by the talent and a lot of the humor I see in some of the artwork out there. But I was particularly impressed this year by the 13 to 18-year-olds. There's a couple pencil drawings in there. I looked at them, and at first glance, I thought they were photos. And I looked again, no, that's someone drew that by hand. It was amazing. But, you know, every year it attracts a lot of artists. Unfortunately, I guess this is the last year. But I don't know if people realize that, but that big sculpture out there by the beer stand by the finish line was actually an art piece one year. And it's amazing. I saw him bring that in, and it took several guys to unload that off the back of a truck and get it moved in to put it on display. But that's another amazing piece. We've had a lot of really great artists come through here. We got Joey Steiner's wife, Dagmar, incredible painter. And she was actually commissioned by Del Mar to do paintings of the Pacific Classic winners. And, you know, you look at her paintings and you go like, my God, that horse looks like it just jump off the canvas right now. And, but again, we have some amazing artists and a lot of imagination up there. So hope everybody gets a chance to go up there and look around.
Yeah, you've got a trained eye, of course, and all the art is on display today and through racing tomorrow. Equine Art 2026. All the art's for sale as well. Many pieces have been sold, but take a look. And yeah, Wayne's eye is going to take him to certain pieces, but as we know, there's kids divisions, there's oil, there's pencil drawings, there's photography, sculptures, a wide variety up there.
Oh, absolutely. And again, I'm just amazed. I mean, I can't understand how those artists can take a paintbrush and be so precise with it. And, you know, the pencil drawings, yes, it is in pencil, but still, it's got to be right on the first time. If they make a mistake, I don't think it's a redo.
Equine Art 2026, and that's our week, part of our weekend here at Emerald Downs. Thanks, Wayne, for your comments on the Equine Art Show, and I'm sure you'll make another trip through the gallery again today and maybe tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Wayne. Okay, let's take a look at the horses for this third race. It's a 6-furlong sprint. Again, the start of our jackpot pick 6 wager. Mr. Executive has the rail, and he is one to contend with. You know, he had a hard time hitting the winner's circle. He got a win through a DQ late last year, but now he's back running really good, John.
Yeah, he was able to win 2 straight, as you mentioned, after having kind of some tough trips running into some tough horses. And then last race, he ran against Capit Daddy and Chuckanut Bay way over his head here. He was wide throughout. This race is much easier. He moves inside, drops into a more viable race, and should get a nice stalking trip.
DK's Crown is number 2, and he's had a fine career, 12 wins, and he's been in some good spots. He's done some good racing here at Emerald Downs. It's his second off a layoff.
Yeah, he was off a long time, about a year and a month and a half there. And in that race, he ran really well for third. He also was crowded briefly early stretch there, has a right to improve off that race.
Yeah, the runner-up in that race, Bluegrass Go-Go, was impressive last night in a victory. Smiling Goodbye, another horse second off a layoff. And, you know, he's been versatile, sprints or routes. He has tactical speed.
Yeah, he ran some big races here last year, including when he ran second in routing to What a Dude, and then just got a tough loss to Rich Gold. Last race, I don't know what happened to him. He's never run that poorly before. He was wide throughout. The connections bring him back in 2 weeks, so I'm sure he's doing better, and he should improve.
Yeah, he's dropping for trainer Debbie Peary, Silvio Amador. West Coast Bull off to a great start this year with a win, a second and a third for Steve Bullock.
Yeah, he's been in contention in all three of his races. Last race he set a 22-3 quarter and wasn't caught. We'll see if he can do it again.
Kevin Krieger is back, or he is aboard today for Steve Bullock on West Coast Bull. And fantastic day, the venerable 9-year-old by Medaglia d'Oro. 6.5 furlongs. Might not get the greatest pace scenario today.
No, but he draws outside and he does come out of that Cap It Daddy race, and he did have some trouble in that race. He's going to get clear sailing from this post. This is much easier than what he's been facing recently.
Blake Nunnally up for George Rosales. 5 to the track for the Equine Art Show purse.
Horses take the track for the third race today. It's the Equine Art Show purse at 6 furlongs. Claiming event, purse of $16,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Post time in less than 6 minutes.
Third race at Emerald Downs, the Equine Art Show purse at 6 furlongs. And again, the start of the jackpot pick 6 wager, the carryover has grown. It's up to over $15,000. And that's races 3 through 8 today. Let's head up to Tom.
All right, Joe, in this third race, I look to number 3, Smiling Goodbye, who takes a pretty good class drop here today. This one trained by Debbie Peary, who's hitting at a 21% rating right now. Smiling Goodbye coming out of a race where it was his first out of the year and raced wide throughout in that race, really never had an opportunity to get into the race. And so I think that race can be tossed out and overlooked. And I go back to last year's form, where I think this one's going to be pretty tough. You look at that last race, Elder Mack threw a 109 and 1 on the board, so that was a tough race to be dealing with in your first start for the year. So this is a better spot today, I think, for Smiling Goodbye. I'll put that one on top. I go 3, 4, and 5.
Smiling Goodbye, yeah, to see him have rapid improvement in his second start here at the meet would not be a big surprise at all. Let's hear from John Lindley, who's 2 for 2, 4 to 1, and 11 to 1. John?
Yeah, I might have picked it because of the name. We'll see. Smiling Goodbye, Tom's pick definitely. If he runs those sprints last year, he'd be formidable. But I'm going to go with West Coast Bull again. As I mentioned, he was able to control the pace last time and slow it up early. But it's a race before that really impressed me. He went after going south to try and beat him. But he didn't quit. He held on for a game second there. So either way, he's going to be in contention throughout. We'll see if he can make it 2 straight.
Okay, I'm with you on West Coast Bull. Draws outside Smiling Goodbye, a possible pace competitor. Nonetheless, West Coast Bull providing good efforts this year. And Steve Bullock has Kevin Krieger aboard. John and I are on the 4. Tom's on the 3 here in the 3rd.
And the horses have arrived at the starting gate. Post time for the third. There's a view from high above the starting gate from the Emerald Downs drone, piloted by Captain Louis DeFazio. Brings us all the terrific views throughout the racing season. Mr. Executive, first one to step in, inside post. Here comes DK's Crown, next one to go forward. Smiling Goodbye, standing by. Even money choice here is West Coast Bull as we get set to go. Kevin Krieger on board there. West Coast Bull goes right in. Fantastic Day outside post and Blake Nunley. They're all set for the Equine Art Show purse. And runners away. Good start for West Coast Bull. Quickly into stride, goes right out for the early lead. Chased away by Smiling Goodbye. Right in behind second by 2.5 to DK's Crown holding third. Mr. Executive next at the rail. 4 back to Fantastic Day as they sprint for the far turn. Less than a half mile away, 22:16, a pretty quick pace here. West Coast Bull goes on with it. Smiling Goodbye is right there to meet the leader. They move as one now. They're 2.5 clear of DK's Crown holding third. Mr. Executive back to Fantastic Day, and just over a quarter mile remains as they run to the top of the stretch. Smiling Goodbye from the outside. West Coast Bulls at the inside. They're off the turn together now as they head for the final furlong. West Coast Bull at the inside. Smiling Goodbye pressing from the outside. In deep stretch they come. West Coast Bull, Smiling Goodbye pressing on the outside. Here comes the wire. West Coast Bull won it by a neck. Smiling Goodbye, a persistent runner-up. Fantastic Day late to get third. DK's Crown followed that, and Mr. Executive running time a quick minute 9 and 8/100ths. Your attention, trainers Joe Toy and Frank Lucarelli. Contact the claims clerk, please. Trainers Joe Toy and Frank Lucarelli. Contact the claims clerk, please. Unofficial order of finish appears on the totalizator board for the third race today. Finishing first, it was number 4, West Coast Bull. Second was number 3, Smiling Goodbye. Third, number 5, Fantastic Day. And fourth, number 2, DK's Crown. Running time of the race, 1:09 and 8/100. Third race today, the Equine Art Show purse. In the Michelob Ultra Winner's Circle, it's West Coast Bull. Owned by Gold Coast Racing, number 6. Trained by Steve Bullock. ridden to victory by Kevin Krieger. West Coast Bull is a 4-year-old dark bear brown gelding by Coast Guard. From Market Formula, she was sired by Market Tree. Bred here in Washington by Gene Welch. Here's a look at the prices for the third race. Winner number 4, West Coast Bull, returns $4.88 to win, $3.36 to place, $2.42 to show. Number 3, Smiling Goodbye, $5.94 to place and $3 to show. Number 5, Fantastic Day in third, $2.14 to show. Winning exact of $14.07. Rolling double, $63.14. 50-cent trifecta, $22.19. 10-cent super, $12.09. Winning pick 3, $76.72. And race fans, it's time for the Las Margaritas Trainer of the Week award. That honor goes to trainer Scott Tubbs, who won 3 races last week. He scored with Oscar Production on Friday, Drivetrain on Saturday, and the Field last Sunday. Congratulations to trainer Scott Tubbs, our Las Margaritas Trainer of the Week. Coming up, the 4th race today, the Royal Tricor Purse at 6 furlongs. No changes in the 4th race. Post time on the board at 3:19, just over 20 minutes until post time. And ladies and gentlemen, there was a claim in the 3rd race today. Number 4, the winner, West Coast Bull, was claimed. The new owner, TVAL Racing, and Aaron Bresco, the new trainer, Frank Lucarelli. Number 4, West Coast Bull, claimed from the 3rd race. Race fans, join us tomorrow, our next Super Stakes Sunday. 6 races worth $50,000 each. Watch and wager on all the fastest horses at the track on one super day. You can play the 10-cent All Stakes Pick 6 and the 50-cent All Stakes Pick 5. Post time tomorrow, 1:50. Fans, mark your calendars. Next weekend, July the 25th and 26th. It's Fiesta Premio Esmeralda here at Emerald Downs, celebrating Hispanic heritage. We will have the dancing horses, live music, dancers, plus great food vendors in the park. Gates open at 11:30 a.m. both days, with the first horse show on the track at 1:30. Don't miss Fiesta Premio Esmeralda, July 25th and 26th.
Coming up on race number 4 at Emerald Downs, this is the Royal Tricor Purse at 6 furlongs. Fillies and mares, and we're going to start our 50-cent pick 5 wager right here, races 4 through 8. Plenty of kids and families out at the track today. It's a family fun weekend. Lots of great activities for the youngsters out in the park area north of the paddock. Pony rides, face painters, bounce house, chalk talks, and chalk writing.
I heard there's some ice cream potentially coming up. Isn't that for a race we're having?
That'd be for tomorrow,
Yep.
the kids race. Yeah, all kids who participate get some ice cream tomorrow. And that'll be after race number 4 on Sunday, our big stakes day. All right, let's take a look at the field for the 4th. Ginger in Charge, the morning line favorite, deservedly so. You can see that in her last 4 races, Ginger in Charge has a win and then 3 other placings, and each time when she was placed and didn't win, Union Coach won. So no Union Coach today, John.
You know, it's interesting, in that win that you talked about on June 13th, she had significant trouble in that race. She took up at the start and I thought lost any chance at all. And the fact that she was able to win that race showed that she has a lot of talent. As you mentioned, Union Coach just dominated the race about 8 days ago. Nobody was going to catch Union Coach that day. She moves inside, comes right back at the same level. Definitely a strong contender.
Yeah, big year for the nearly white daughter of Barkley, Arizona-bred daughter of Barkley. Ginger in Charge from Howard Gibson's barn, claimed a couple races back. And Adrian Castellanos continues to ride. She's having a really good year, is this 4-year-old filly. 7 of 9 in the top 3. Autism Inspiration won a couple here last year. She won 2 sprints here. She's just had 2 races, both in the month of June, and not on her best of form, but Vince Gibson has her dropping in class, has her work since her last race.
Yeah, as you mentioned, she's not really going well. However, she has chased some 21-1 first quarter miles where she's been somewhat in contention third and then gave it up. Now, I don't think the pace is going to be anywhere near 21-1 this race. So hopefully she'll get out of the gate cleanly, get up in contention, because she has run some races when she's up on the lead that are pretty good. We'll see if that scenario develops for her.
Yeah, both of her wins last year, she was right in the race early each time. There she is. Cal bred by Dad's Cap. Talia Timontois aboard. 3, Honey Red. Honey Red just ran a good second. She dropped in class for her second Emerald Downs start and fired nicely.
Yeah, as you mentioned, she shipped in from Indiana and then did not run well in her first start, had some trouble, but the last race she made a strong stretch move. She did get a pretty hot pace to run at today. We'll see if she can get another hot pace to run at.
Yeah, that was a good effort. Alex Anaya is back up for Joe Toy. Is Honey Red an Indiana bred? Won in that state in her previous start to those 2 races at Emerald Downs. Number 4, Guide My Steps, stalking closing runner. And she's in the barn of Shelley Crow. She's making her 3rd start at the meeting.
Yeah, and last race she was in the 1 hole. I had her maybe brink it a length slower, Saul, and then she was wide on the turn, and just kind of one of those 1-hole trips where you just never really get on track. She gets a little better post today, and her race 1 back was a nice second.
Yes, it was. And Silvio Amador, leading rider, rides for Shelley Crow. Guide My Steps. Finished ahead of Petite Ange recently at Emerald Downs. Petite Ange has good speed. She's won 2 sprints this year.
Yeah, last race she hopped at the start, lost a length and a half, rushed up and set a hot pace and got tired, came back with a nice 5 furlong workout.
Jamie Cruz runner with Alex Cruz back up. The 5 by Golden Sense. Hakuhia, a Calbred trained by Steve Fisher, finished just a bit behind Honey Red last time out in her 2nd race at Emerald Downs. On the track for the 4th.
Horses are on the track for the fourth race today, the Royal Tricor Purse at 6 furlongs. It's a claiming event, purse of $12,000 for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward. Post time in just over 5 minutes.
Coming up on race number 4 at Emerald Downs, fillies and mares sprinting 6 furlongs. This is the start of our 50-cent pick 5. And it's a claiming race of 62.50. 6 runners. Again, rolling doubles, rolling pick 3s. Let's head up to Tom Harris.
Joe, what I've noticed today so far is horses on or near the lead are doing pretty good. They're holding up very nicely, so it appears to me that you don't want to be too far off the pace here today. Now, having said that, I go to a horse that does come from off the pace. In most cases, that's number 3, Honey Red. Honey Red closing well in the last effort, and she comes into this one a little bit of a hit and miss record at Indiana and Turfway Park earlier in the year and spanning into last year. The last race here, though, out of her 2 starts, was most impressive. And she does have the ability to go to the lead. She did that in her final showing. It was over a sloppy track, however, in Indiana, her final showing there. So perhaps a flexible sort. She's definitely got that closing step. I'd like to see her stay a little closer to the action here today. We'll see what happens. Second selection, Autism Inspiration, number 2. Talia Timontois will do the guiding here. This one quiet in the first 2 starts of the season. Had a pretty good stay here last year. We'll see if she can rebound to that 2025 form. Ginger in Charge inside rounds out my top 3. Adrian Castellanos will be on board here. She'll be easy to spot. She's the big gray filly, and she's coming off some real nice efforts. She's finished no worse than 3rd in all 4 of her starts here at Emerald Downs, and that includes a $3,500 score. So she's been a very game sort. She draws a beneficial spot at the rail. I go 3, 2, and 1 here in the 4th.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. 3 on top. Honey Red coming off a really good effort. John Lindley with another winner in the 3rd with West Coast Bull. John?
And you've had 2 in a row, too. We didn't mention that you picked Bonita Muchacha, and I'm going to mention it one more time. We're lucky she didn't run next week, because next week there have been a lot of people playing her because we have the Primera Esmeralda next week.
That's
so
right.
There's a lot of positives for us there, and then we'll drop it. I'm going to hope Tom's right, and I'm going to go with the speed horse, and that's number 5, Petite Ange. This horse last time, as I mentioned, broke a length and a half slow and just out of the 1 hole and was sent hard to the lead, and it's just hard to overcome that when you're a speed horse and you don't break. So if she breaks cleanly today, I think she can control the pace from the start, and if that's the case, I don't think she'll get caught.
Okay, I'm with you on Petite Ange. Both her wins this year are sprints. They happen to be at 6.5. She does run her best when she gets the lead, but it looks like she's going to be able to do that against this field. So John and I on the 5, Tom's on the 3 in the 4th.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the 4th. 4th race, the Royal Tricor Purse at 6 furlongs. Here we have a look at Petite Ange under the blanket there, the breakaway blanket. That comes off as soon as the gate doors open up, as Ginger in Charge went right in. Autism Inspiration won off the rail. Now comes Honey Red. Guide My Steps also under the breakaway blanket. Goes right into the gate. Petite Ange, second in the wagering at 9-5 steps in. We've got Hakuya, the outside post, last one to go. Now the Royal Tricor Purse in the gate. And runners away. It was a good start for Guide My Steps at the inside. Ginger in charge, racing away alertly. Here goes Autism Inspiration on the go. Petite Ange picks up the running as they run 4 in a line up front. Honey Red just back of that wall of leaders. Then we'll drop back another 4 to Hakuya at the tail as they sprint up the backstretch. 22:17 quick opening fraction at the inside. Autism Inspiration just in front of Guide My Steps. Petite Ange poised in third, the outside a length, the Ginger in charge at the rail. Break of 4 back to Honey Red and Hakuya. Just over a quarter mile to go as they run to the top of the stretch, and Guide My Steps shakes loose up front by 2 as they come off the turn and run for home. Guide My Steps at the inside, met by the challenge of Ginger in charge on the attack now. From the outside, Hakuya kicks in late. Deep stretch run, Ginger in charge on the outside, now takes over. And Ginger in charge runs on to win it by 3. Guide My Steps second. Finishing third, Hakuya, back to Petite Ange and Autism Inspiration. Honey Red taken up. Running time on the board, 1:10 and 46 100ths. Unofficial order of finish on the board. Finishing first, it was number 1, Ginger in charge. Number 4, Guide My Steps, finishing second. Number 6, Hakuya, was third. Number 5, Petite Ange, fourth. Running time of the race once again, 1:10 and 46 100ths. The 4th race today was the Royal Tricor Purse. In the Michelob Ultra Winner's Circle, it's Ginger in charge. She's owned by Kevin Chavaria and Howie Gibson, trained by Howie Gibson. Adrian Castellanos, the winning jockey. Ginger in charge, a 4-year-old Grey Roan filly by Barkley from Sarah in charge. She was sired by High Bright. Bred in Arizona by Harry and Cheryl Cation. Zony bred Ginger in charge, winner the 4th. Here's a look at the prices for the 4th race. Winner number 1, Ginger in charge, $366 to win, $262 to place, $228 to show. Number 4, Guide My Steps 506 to place, 364 on the show ticket. Number 6, Akuya third, $4.70 to show. Winning exacta $7.46. Rolling double $3.93. 50-cent trifecta returns $15.46. 10-cent super worth $8.52. The pick three, $44.68. Early pick four today, $121.78. There was a claim in the fourth race. Number 1, the winner, Ginger in Charge, was claimed. The new owner, Terra Firma Farm. The new trainer, Joe Toy. Number 1, Ginger in Charge, claimed from the fourth. Coming up, the fifth race today, it's the Leaf Guard Purse at 6 furlongs. No changes in the fifth. Post time for the fifth race at 3:50, 22 minutes until post time. Hey fans, be sure to stay up to date with everything going on here at the track. Visit our website at emeralddowns.com. We're also on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and X.
Coming up on race number 5 at Emerald Downs. And Joe Withey along with John Lindley above the paddock. The 5th race starts our late pick 4, races 5 through 8. Yesterday's 5th race, which is totally separate entity, but Luna Linda won it 27-1. You had her third on your sheet, Parker's?
Yeah, as you know, I tend to pick early speed, and she was, I thought, the quickest out of the gate. Of course, I picked the favorite to win there, but I know I also heard that another person that we talk about was able to have a big bet on that horse.
Yeah, Paul Beatty's website, Eli Sports, covers Emerald Downs so well. Check out Eli Sports for a lot of interviews and videos and selections from Larry the Cat. Larry the Cat went all in the 5th race in the $1 double to the 6th race and singled Bluegrass Go-Go, who won, and he caught 27-1 Luna Linda for a big payday for Larry the Cat yesterday. The betting cat at elisports.com.
And as you've talked, if you haven't been there, he does a really good job of reviewing every race, writing articles. It's really extensive work that he does, and it's great that he's doing it. So go to that website, and then if you also got lucky with Larry the Cat yesterday, that's fine too.
Yeah, got a couple of trifectas. Larry the Cat making a little comeback. All right, we've got the late pick 4 among us. And this race is a non-winners of 2 for 3-year-olds and upward, 6 furlongs. Number 1 is Chick Command from trainer Ian Jewell. Chick Command, a couple of starts at the meeting, up from Phoenix, in for 4,000 claiming. And he has been a sprinter, had a win last year. And, you know, we didn't see him at Emerald Downs last year. Ian Jewell brought a number of horses in from Oaklawn and did quite well last year. This year he's up from Turf Paradise. Chick Command has the one hole like he did last time out. Just isn't on the best of form right now.
You know, as you mentioned, he did run well at Oakland Park. He broke his maiden and then ran great in his first try against Winners. But since then, he just, like you also have mentioned, just hasn't been able to compete. He ran a couple thirds down at Turf Paradise, came to Emerald Downs, and just ran even races. I mean, he's got some tactical speed, which is always a positive. Last race, you know, they were moving along pretty good there. They ran 110 flat for non-winners of 2, which is moving. So this is a slightly easier company. He's going to have to improve, though.
Frank Alvarado up today for Jewell on Chick Command. There's the 2 on his toes. Jess in time. And he's in that mode of second start versus winners with a drop in class. You know, we see horses improve quite a bit in that mode often.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, you know, he broke his maiden and then showed real good early speed in his first try against Winners and got tired. And that was a much tougher field than this. This is a lot easier, non-winners of 2. That last race had some horses in there that could really run. So, the drop in price, as you mentioned, second try against Winners, and the fact that he has good early speed are all positives here.
There's the 3, Draw Nigh for Terry Eaton, and fired nicely at 15-1 last time out at 2,500, so a little tougher spot.
Yeah, last race pace was real slow, and he was up on that slow pace, and I think that enabled him to stick around at the end. He did steady right at the finish too. I don't know if it cost him too much there, but this is a little tougher spot. But he did wake up a little last time.
You bet. Pablo Castillo, the apprentice aboard. Behind him is Oneonta, 3rd start in 3 weeks for him, but all willing efforts in his brief career.
Yeah, you know, he showed talent in his very first race when he battled every step of the way and held on for 3rd, came back with a nice score while kind of drifting out in the middle of the track. And last race, he was battling all the way around the racetrack then, too. This horse is super game.
Claimed back by Howard Gibson. Talia Timontois, his regular rider. Tiger Sun, the 5. It's been a while since he's won, but he's been meeting tougher.
He had a couple excuses. Last race he was bumped real hard at the start and was 4 wide most of the turn and 5 wide entering the stretch. The race before he caught a wet track. The race before that he ran into some fast horses. He's had some excuses. We'll see if he gets a clean trip today.
And Dynamic Morning Line says strong favoritism for the 5. Just Got a Shine did not have a good trip last time out. He's a stretch runner for Debbie Van Horn. We're on the track for the 5th.
Horses are on the track for the fifth race. The fifth race today, a distance of 6 furlongs. It is the Leaf Guard Purse. Purse of $9,000 for 3-year-olds and up. Post times coming up in 7 minutes. 7 minutes to post.
Race number 5 is a 6-furlong sprint, the Leaf Guard Purse for 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2, and a field of 6. Let's go back up to Tom.
All right, Joe, in this fifth race, I'm going to look to number 2, Jess in Time. Kevin Krieger has the assignment here from trainer Tim McKenna. This one coming from a strong barn and drops in class here today from claiming 15 all the way down to $5,000. Had an even try against the winners. That was his first race since the maiden score against the Never Won 2 grouping. Class drop combined with that winner's race experience, I think, will move him up a notch here. And I'll look for a better effort today from Jess in Time. What a season Tim McKenna's had so far. Just having a terrific meeting. Number 4, Anawanta, second selection. Sporting new colors today is Anawanta. Has good speed, could hold on for all or part of it here. And Tiger Sun rounds out my top 3. This one drops a bit in class and certainly should be a factor in this race as well. This is your 6-5 morning line favorite, and holding at 8-5 currently. So this one's garnering plenty of support at the pari-mutuel windows, Joe.
Yes, indeed. I'm going to go his direction, Tom, with the 2, Jess in Time, who certainly could improve, dropping. Let's go to John Lindley.
You know, you mentioned early on the dynamic morning line on the number 5 favorite horses, 1 to 2. He's going to be well bet. And I think he should be, actually. He comes off 2 really he has excuses for his last 2 starts, and they were super fast races, even though it's non-winners of 2 and this is non-winners of 2. He just ran into some tough horses. His very first start, he was only a length and a half behind Mr. Executive off a layoff, and that was a strong field. I feel this is easier company today. I think he should be favored. I don't know if he should be 1 to 2, but he should be the favorite. We'll see if he can get the job done.
Okay, he's got Silvio Amador up for trainer Hilario Perez. I'm on the 5 as well. Just the drop in class and, you know, just live horses he's been going up against. Mo Gray has had a really fine little stretch, and regarding Harry was sharp coming in. So Tiger Sun can lay close to the pace. I think he'll do that and be tough to beat. John and I on the 5, Tom's on the 2 in the 5th.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. It's post time for the 5th. 5th race today, the Leaf Guard Purse at 6 furlongs. Chick Command, first one to go up. Now comes Jess in Time. Draw Nigh to follow. Anawanta, next one. Tiger Sun, 7-5 choice. As we get set, Tiger Sun strolls to the gate. Just got a shine, last one up. And there goes the gray, just got a shine straight in. All set for the Leaf Guard. And runners away. Good start for Anawanta, prompted from between horses, quick off the mark. Tiger Sun is right there. Those two match up in the immediate going. Jess in Time's racing third. At the rail, Chick Command draw nigh. Follows next up to the outside, then a break of 6 back to Just Gotta Shine. They sprint for the far turn. Quick fraction of 21.76. Anawanta on a short lead from Tiger Sun. They pulled away from the rest of the field by a half dozen or so. Jess in Time racing a distant second. Then comes a third rather than Chick Command at the rail and draw nigh. Quarter mile away and Anawanta at the inside just ahead in front. Tiger Sun shadows the leader every step of the way, and they come off the turn together. And Anawanta's drawing away now for the final furlong. It's Anawanta at the inside, chased by Tiger Sun from the outside. Jess in Time's back third, but Anawanta's holding gamely here in the final 70 yards. Anawanta and Talia Timantois on to win it by 2. Tiger Sun second, Jess in Time third. Chick Command followed to Just Gotta Shine and draw nigh. Running time 1:10 and 77/100ths. Unofficial order of finish appears on the totalizator board for the 5th race. Finishing first, number 4, Anawanta. Second came number 5, Tiger Sun. Third, number 2, Jess in Time. And fourth, number 1, Chick Command. Running time of the race, 1:10 and 77/100ths. The 5th race today was the Leaf Guard Purse. Special Emerald Downs welcome to our good friends from Leaf Guard. Proud sponsors of Family Fun Weekend here at Emerald Downs, Leaf Guard. Results for the 5th race official. The official winner, number 4, Anawanta. Into the Michelob Ultra Winners Circle, Anawanta. He's owned by Chad and Josh and Howie Gibson. Trained by Howie Gibson. Ridden to victory by apprentice pilot Talia Timantois. Anawanta's a 3-year-old chestnut gelding by Accelerate. From Madame Marini, she was sired by Marino Marini. Bred here in Washington by Chad Christensen. Here's a look at the prices for the fifth race today. Winner number 4 on Awanta. $16.02 to win, $3.70 to place, $2.72 across the board. Number 5, Tiger Sun, $2.10 on the place and show. Number 2, Jess in Time, $2.58 to show. Winning Exacta, $20.55. The Rolling Double, $20.39. 50-cent Trifecta, $31.12. 10-cent Super, $14.93. The Pick 3, $22.93. And race fans, time for the Muckleshoot Casino Owner of the Week award. That honor goes to the Cold Boy Stables. They won Saturday's feature race with the rapidly improving 4-year-old Capit Daddy, who defeated Chuckanut Bay with the season's fastest minute 14 and 56/100ths for 6.5 furlongs. Congratulations to the Cold Boy Stables. And special thanks to the donation for the Thoroughbred Aftercare program. When you hear the bell ring at the winner's circle here at Emerald Downs, you know that a donation has been made. Coming up, the 6th race today, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse at 6 1/2 furlongs. Number 1, Guard Your Spot, has been scratched. Scratch. Number 1, Guard Your Spot. Post time at 4:21, less than 20 minutes until post time.
Paddock time, race number 6 at Emerald Downs, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse. And this is for 3 and 4-year-old fillies under allowance conditions. We have a great field for our 7th race as well. 3 races remaining today at Emerald Downs and a big day tomorrow. 6 stakes on that 11-race card on Sunday. Family Fun Weekend continues. Steve Bullock should be smiling a little bit. He's already won a race today with West Coast Bull. And Steve, the barn's been going pretty good this year. Congratulations.
Yeah, we're having a pretty good meet. We don't got very many horses, but what we have is running well.
Yeah, I'm not unhappy.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, I'm part owner of a couple that Steve trains, including Storm Harbor here in the 6th, and she's won 2 of 4. You tried her against some of the best 3-year-old fillies. She competed well, didn't quite handle them, and they're in tomorrow. And she came back and won 25,000 claimer. You got to be happy with her so far this year.
Yeah, she's won 2 out of 4, and she's got a good shot in here. Whether she can get 6.5, you know, she went going 5 and 5.5, but she's a pretty honest filly, and she tries.
You like that draw, the outside, she's tactical.
Yeah, I love the outside post because you don't have to push like you're on the inside. You know, you have to keep your position. You can kind of play out what's happening on the outside and figure out what you want to do.
Steve's been a trainer a long time, one of our originals at Emerald Downs, and that's won a lot of stakes here. You also rode a couple of races way back when at smaller tracks. That didn't last too long because you grew.
No, I grew way too fast, but I would have liked to have kept riding because that was my passion, but training's about the same, and I love training. So.
Yep. You do a great job. You've got a horse in the NGC tomorrow, Pure Dynamite, who ran second in her debut. Maddie Going Coastal won that race pretty big on the front end, but tell us about Pure Dynamite.
She's kind of small, but she's got a good body, and she's so smart. She does everything right. And I know it's a tough task to go back with the one that just won by about 6, but we're going to give her another try.
Okay, and you've got the 1 post tomorrow. You said she's smart. She should handle that. Yeah.
She's so smart. She don't make no mistakes. No pressure don't get to her. I didn't know. Yeah.
Okay, Steve, thank you so much. Let's see if you can add another one today with Storm Harbor.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. I hope so too for our part and the rest of our owners.
That's right. And these 3 and 4-year-old fillies are in the saddling paddock. Scratch the 1. And number 2, the bigger the better, just her second start of the meeting. And she was claimed out of her most recent, John Lindley.
Yeah, she was able to break her maiden wire to wire back in February. Had a little bit of a break, ran in June, ran evenly for 4th in a race she looked to need. This is a little tougher company, but she showed some versatility in that race. We'll see if she can compete here.
Naughty Night, the 3, is currently 3-1. Boy, she's just fast. That was an impressive victory in her most recent.
Yeah, there was a lot of speed in that race, but she shot out of the gate and never looked back, and she's had plenty of time to recover from that effort.
She's the full younger sister of Celine GT, the reigning state champion among 3-year-old fillies. Pearl Blue, how about her off the layoff for Charles Essex? Showed some talent last year as a 3-year-old.
Yeah, she got better and better with every start. In her last start, she ran a really good speed figure. Now, she's been off a while, but she looks very fit off a couple of 5 furlong work. She worked 57-2 way back in June, so she's ready.
Leading rider Silvio Amador up for Charles Essex. Malibu Lady comes out of the Seattle Stakes versus the best, and she was prominent in that race early for Patty Laney, Alex Cruz, Booster Club off a recent claim and a good second, and then Storm Harbor for Steve Bullock. Kevin Krieger is aboard today, draws nicely toward the outside. She heads to the track as the favorite in the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse.
And the horses take the track for the 6th race today, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse. It's a distance of 6 1/2 furlongs. An allowance event, purse of $24,000. It brings out fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward. Reminder that number 1, Guard Your Spot, has been scratched. Scratch number 1, Guard Your Spot. Post time in just over 5 minutes.
Sixth race, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse at 6 1/2 furlongs. 3 and 4-year-old fillies, allowance conditions. And this is a good field of filly sprinters. The 7th race is loaded at 6 1/2. The Michelob Ultra Purse, 9 very good below stake speedsters in the 7th. 3 races remaining at Emerald Downs. Let's head up to Tom for his pick in the 6th.
Pretty good race coming up here, Joe, this 6th race. I go to Naughty Night in this one, who's topped several of these already. The extra distance, though, out to 6 1/2 could be the question mark. Sometimes that extra 110 yards can be a little problematic, but we'll find out today. Naughty Night is one of 2 horses in this race that has faced Stakes Company, the other one being Malibu Lady, who competed in the Seattle Stakes this season, and Naughty Night was in a minor stakes at Turf Paradise, the Sean Schwartz $30,000 affair, also in the Angie C back last year. So no stranger to tough spots. Naughty Night, number 3, my top pick, and the other one, Malibu Lady, number 5, second selection here, is another one that's seen some really tough company, as mentioned. And Storm Harbor rounds out my top 3 on the outside. Storm Harbor is your morning line favorite and currently 6-5 in the wagering here for that one. And Storm Harbor is now 2 for 4 career-wise, razor sharp in the last one. Climbs the ladder just a little bit here, but sometimes you never know just how good they are until you test them, right?
Indeed, and this is another test in the career of these 6, 3, and 4-year-old fillies. Tom on number 3, Naughty Night. How do you see it, John Lindley?
Yeah, as you mentioned, this is a pretty competitive field with some lightly raced fillies that we're going to see throughout the year. But I'm going to also agree with Tom and go with number 3, Naughty Night. She's had 4 weeks to recover, but what impressed me the most last time is there was a lot of speed in that race, and she just was in front of them right out of the gate. We'll see if that scenario happens again.
Yep, and she broke her maiden right up on the lead. A nice victory down in Phoenix in January. And, yeah, that was impressive here at Emerald Downs. Big speed from the 3. All 3 of us are going to say she has a good chance to go all the way up front. Number 3, Naughty Night, race 6.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the 6th. Field arriving at the gate for the 6th race, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse at 6 1/2 furlongs. The bigger the better. First one to go in. Now comes Naughty Night. Naughty Night settled away, one off the rail. Pearl Blue looks it over. And the gray filly Pearl Blue steps in. Malibu Lady next one. Malibu Lady right up to the mark. Here comes Booster Club, one from the outside. Storm Harbor, last one. Storm Harbor steps in. All set. And runners away. Storm Harbor got a good start on the outside, but it's Naughty Night quickly off the mark and takes him out of the backstretch chute and onto the main oval. Naughty Night leads the way 1.5 lengths from the bigger the better next. Pearl Blue on the go follows. Here comes Malibu Lady. Storm Harbor up to the outside. Booster Club's at the tail. 8 front to back as they sprint up the backstretch. 21.85. Sizzling fraction. Naughty Night is on the lead. It's Naughty Night clear by 3 at the inside. Malibu Lady trying to find a way through at the rail. The bigger the better is right there, getting crowded in those quarters. Pearl Blue swings up to the outside in Storm Harbor. They just over a quarter mile to go as they run to the top of the stretch. Naughty Night on the lead. It's Naughty Night to take him to the top of the stretch. Pearl Blue is in pursuit. Storm Harbor from the outside. They come off the turn and run for home. Naughty Night takes him to the final furlong. From the outside, Storm Harbor is on the attack now. They square off down the stretch. Storm Harbor is there to engage. Naughty Night fights back, but to no avail. Storm Harbor up to win it by 2. Naughty Night was second. Pearl Blue finishing third, followed by Malibu Lady, Booster Club, and the bigger the better. Running time of the race, a quick minute 15 and 38 100ths. Unofficial order of finish on the board. First, it's number 7, Storm Harbor. Second was number 3, Naughty Night. Finishing third, number 4, Pearl Blue. And fourth, number 5, Malibu Lady. Running time of the race, a minute 15 and 38 100 Sixth race today, the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Purse. Into the Michelob Ultra Winners Circle, Storm Harbor. She's owned by Gold Coast Racing number 4, trained by Steve Bullock. That's a riding double for jockey Kevin Krieger. Storm Harbor, a 3-year-old bay filly by Barkley. From Harbor the Storm, she was sired by Harbor the Gold. Bred here in Washington by George Gilbert. And a look at the prices for the 6th race today. Winner number 7, Storm Harbor, $5.22 on the win ticket, 280 to place, 218 to show. Number 3, Naughty Night, 358 and 256 on the place and show. Number 4, Pearl Blue, third, $2.30 to show. Winning Exacta, $6.84. Rolling Double, $33.09. 50-cent Trifecta, $9.01. 10-cent Super, $2.83. Pick 3, $28.32. Winning Pick 4 worth $50.22. Coming up, the 7th race today, it's the Michelob Ultra Purse at 6 1/2 furlongs. No changes in the 7th race. Post time on the board at 4:51, just over 20 minutes until post time. Once again, the bell sounds at the winner's circle. Special thanks to the donations made for the Thoroughbred Aftercare program. Thank you to the Winning Connections. Fans, don't forget, if you'd like a souvenir from your day at the races, be sure to stop by the gift shop located on the track level right across from customer service. We have a huge assortment of Gasenko chocolates and fudge. Also, our arcade on track level is open with plenty of fun new games for kids of all ages. You'll find it on the track level. Family Fun Weekend continues tomorrow, presented by Leaf Guard. Once again, tomorrow we'll have the bounce houses, pony rides, face painting, and sidewalk chalk. All the activities are free. Tomorrow, once again, we'll do that. Plus, we'll have a kids race on the track here at Emerald Downs. Post time's 1:50. Be sure to join us for Family Fun Day tomorrow. And a reminder also, tomorrow the Equine Art Show continues. That's on the track level. Be sure to stop by, take a look around, and if you see something you like, it can be yours, as all the artwork is for sale. Portion of the proceeds goes to the Washington Thoroughbred Foundation. Tomorrow's our next Super Stakes Sunday. We'll have 6 races worth $50,000 each. Watch and wager on all the fastest horses at the track on one Super Day tomorrow. You can play the 10-cent All-Stakes Pick 6, the 50-cent All-Stakes Pick 5. Post time 1:50 tomorrow.
Coming up on our Saturday feature race, it is the Michelob Light Purse at 6.5 furlongs. Joe Withy, John Lindley here, and on the eve of a big day at Emerald Downs tomorrow, 6 stakes races, including the Governor's, which goes way back to the 1930s, and Slews Tiz Wiz, Washington-bred Slews Tiz Wiz, has won 4 consecutive Governor's Stakes.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. He's shown up every year prior to the Governors and after. Of course, he won the Longacres Mile one year, and he's back again, and he's a strong contender tomorrow. Don't take anything away from his first 2 races. He's ready to go.
He's got a couple thirds in the mile as well. He has just been spectacular since the 2022 season for trainer Tom Wenzel. And Wenzel, of course, with a really hot hand tomorrow. Aloha Breeze is going to be a huge favorite tomorrow in the Washington State Legislators Stakes. Robin Racer could well be the favorite in the Seattle Slough. But we've got some excellent sprinters here in this 7th race, the start of the late double. Firewalker has the inside post for trainer Howard Belvoir. And Firewalker, boy, he got himself in contention at some big prices last year. Second start off a layoff for him, John.
You know, and last year after his first start, which was very similar to this one, and even 5th, he ran a real good 3rd in a real fast race, 1:08.1 after running a nice even 5th in his 4th. He came back with a good workout. He was unlucky to draw the 1 hole 6.5. I think everybody probably knows listening to me. I hate that pose for a horse like him, but hopefully he'll get out of the gate cleanly, and we'll see. He has every right to improve.
Jennifer Whitaker is aboard, and she has ridden Firewalker a number of times in the past. Firewalker from the rail. Elegant Boy is a couple of really good races in a row. He won a 2-turn. He won a mile race on June 20th and made an early move and easily outran his foes. And then he came back with a pretty good sprint last time out.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that route that he won was pretty impressive. He was wide on the first turn. He was forcing the pace, and he never looked back there. And he gave a good account of himself against running against sprinters that were super sharp at that time. Elder Mac and Golden River dominated on our firework night, and he ran a solid 3rd there. Now, this is the same level as maybe some tougher sprinters that are just as good as Elder Mac, Golden River, but if he can get out of the gate cleanly, the extra half a furlong only helps him.
Yeah, Elegant Boy going 6.5 today. Adrian Castellanos aboard for Sergio Perez. Counteract, looking for his first win at Emerald Downs. Back on opening day, he got left at the gate, made a huge long move, and ran 3rd to Adios Jojo, who's a real capable runner this year. And 4th, narrowly beaten 4th right behind Elegant Boy a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and in that race, I had him bobbling at the start, lost maybe a length, 3 wide into the turn. He was 7 wide in the stretch, so he lost a fair amount of ground. He moves a notch further inside. The key for him, I think, is getting out of the gate. He's gotten out in the gate slowly, as you mentioned, the first time and last time, but he's in good form, and we'll see if he can turn the tables on some others in here.
And 6.5 was his distance up at Hastings. 5 of his 6 career victories are at 6.5 furlongs. Second time in the barn for Dan Markle. Counteract with Alex Cruz. Coastal Jazz is the 4th, and this 8-year-old son of Coast Guard has 9 Emerald Downs victories. He's won plenty of times at 6.5. He was a stake horse at Albuquerque last fall, and he is just mighty fast, John.
Yeah, last race at 6.5, he goes 21-2, 43-3. They were moving early. He paid the price for, forcing that pace. This is a little easier company. It's a race he'd look to need, and as you mentioned, he has a great overall record at Emerald Downs, and he is quick out of the gate. You're going to have to catch him.
Coastal Jazz, trained by Howard Gibson. Blake Nunnally goes here. It's Coastal Jazz's second start off about a 4-month layoff, so he could certainly improve. As you mentioned, he gets away from Chuckanut Bay and Capit Daddy. And his Emerald Downs sprints, just a really fine record here. And we do have a late rider change. Kevin Krieger is going to be aboard Going South. Krieger on Going South who is a two-time winner. He's won 2 straight. He's now in the barn of Alexis Silva Martinez.
And you can't say anything about him. He's just gotten better with every start this year. He ran second after being in a pace duel. He dominated the field, including West Coast Bowler was a pretty game winner back-to-back out of that race. And in last race, he just ran even faster. The horse he beat, Baby Whalen and Barrister Proof, ran 1-2 yesterday. He's on the improve. We'll see if he can make it 3 straight.
Going south, having a good 4-year-old year. And again, Krieger rides the 5. 6 is My Vino. Started the season. He was first to 2 wins, and he's run pretty well since then.
Yeah, he ran a big race last time. He's coming off kind of an average route, but last race he broke slow, was crowded at the stop, but finished strongly for 3rd against Capit Daddy and Chuckanut Bay, who you could very argue are right up there with the top sprinters on the grounds.
Right. My Vino, 6.5 furlongs to Leah Timontois for Jose Navarro. 7 is Whiskey Jack, who is capable of a monster performance now and then. He is just 3 for 19 lifetime, however.
Yeah, he got bumped around a little bit at the start. It wasn't terrible, and then he was wide on the turn. As you mentioned, he's capable of better efforts. His effort one back to Canyon Caballo was a nice second. We'll see if he can improve today.
Whiskey Jack from Ryland Harwood with Frank Alvarado. There he is, son of Rise Up, Oregon bred. Bellotti for trainer Mike Puig, comes out of the Budweiser, the top sprinters in the Northwest, and his only other start at Emerald Downs was an impressive victory.
And he's going to be helped by what should be a fast pace today. He had some excuses in that race. His race one back, he made a nice stretch run for a win over Adios Jojo and Dirt Road Red.
Son of Pioneer of the Nile with Isaiah Enriquez today. It's cracking time on the outside. First start since December, so he's been off about 7 months. And his best racing certainly at Emerald Downs and Wisdom with Kevin Orozco on the track for the 7th.
And the horses are on the track for the 7th race today, the Michelob Ultra Purse at 6 1/2 furlongs. It's a claiming event, purse of $23,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward. Note the late rider change for number 5, Going South. His pilot now, Kevin Krieger. Kevin Krieger atop number 5, Going South. Post time in less than 6 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, looking ahead to the 8th race today. In the 8th race, there is a late rider change for number 7, Rabble. Make the jockey Kevin Orozco. Kevin Orozco to ride number 7, Rabble, in the 8th and final.
Seventh race, Michelob Ultra Purse at 6.5 furlongs, 9 to go that distance for a claiming price of $25,000. And outstanding field here. The morning line favorite in the race, Bellotti, comes out of the Budweiser Stakes against the likes of Tax Code, See That Tiger, and Slew's Tiz Whiz. Dynamic morning line shows favoritism could well be on Coastal Jazz number 4 when the gates open. Let's head up to Tom.
Joe, as you mentioned, Bellotti stakes placed in that Budweiser Stakes last time out. Last time at this level, though, claiming $25,000 was a winner. So I think steps back to a better spot here today. Bellotti was in some pretty tough company down south at Santa Anita, and making the 3rd appearance on the season here. Bellotti, my top pick in this race. Going south, we did have that late rider change. Kevin Krieger will be on board for Going South, who checks into this one just about as tough as they come. Been up and down the class ladder and does well just about every step up and down. So this is just a hardy horse that you have to recognize. Kevin Krieger sitting on a double here so far today. Coastal Jazz rounds out my top 3. Coastal Jazz has been played down from 8-1 to currently 3-1 on the board. Just faced an absolute monster in the season opener in the likes of Chuckanut Bay at this distance. So tough race, very competitive, and I go Bellotti on top, 8, 6, and 4.
Okay, Bellotti on top for Tom Harris. John Lindley.
I'm going to agree with Tom on Bellotti. As we talked about last race, he was just overmatched there. He was steadied a little bit leaving the turn, just really wasn't able to contend against horses we're going to see running tomorrow in the Governor's Handicap. And his race one back, he did outrun a pretty good field there. We'll see if he can do it again.
Okay, Bellotti with Isaiah Enriquez today. Definitely a closing sprinter. He can really kick it in and could get that pace. Part of the pace will certainly be Coastal Jazz. Just a fantastic career here and in the Southwest, especially at Emerald Downs. 9 of his 15 career victories here. He can go 6.5. I expect him to run a big race on the front end. Howard Gibson trainee, Blake Nunnally aboard. I'm on the 4. Coastal Jazz, John and Tom on Bellotti, the 8. Here in the 7th.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the 7th. Field set to load for the Michelob Ultra Purse here at 6 1/2 furlongs, and Fire Walker steps right in. My Vino up to the mark. Now Elegant Boy and Whiskey Jack. Here comes Counteract. Now the gray Bellotti. It's Kraken time outside post. Coastal Jazz standing by. Gate crew working with Counteract, number 3, to get situated. Now comes Coastal Jazz. Going south, last one. Little hesitation here from Going South, number 5. Kevin Krieger dismounts from Going South. Gate crew will work to get that one in the gate, and jockey Krieger will climb aboard in the starting gate once they get a handle on Going South. Going South, step by step. 7th race, the Michelob Ultra. Still waiting on Going South. Now they're in. Activity in the gate there, Going South, a little fractious. Coastal Jazz, a little restless as well. Gates are open and runners away. Good start for its Kraken time from the outside, but Coastal Jazz goes right to the front. Out of the chute onto the main oval they go. Firewalker picks up the running at the inside. Going South from between horses. Length and a quarter to Counteract. Then racing along the outside comes Bellotti, 5 off the lead. Moving through Elegant Boy at the inside. Whiskey Jack back of that to My Vino as they continue their run for the far turn. It's Coastal Jazz who has set the terms here and leads it by 3. Firewalker is tracking next by a half. On the outside, it's Kraken time, a close third. Then Going South, Bellotti called upon and asked to stay a little closer, still 7 away with a quarter mile to go. They run to the top of the stretch. Coastal Jazz blazing the trail, comes off the turn, 4 in front as they head for home now. And Coastal Jazz shows the way. It's Kraken time in pursuit with 200 yards to go. And out front, Coastal Jazz going smoothly. It's Kraken time pursuing, but it's all Coastal Jazz to win it by 3. It's Kraken time second to Elegant Boy. Counteract followed that. Bellotti and My Vino. Then back to Firewalker, Going South, and Whiskey Jack. Running time on the board, 1:15 and 71/100ths. Unofficial order of finish appears on the totalizator board for the 7th race today. First, it was number 4, Coastal Jazz. Finishing second, number 9, it's Kraken Time. Third came number 2, Elegant Boy, and fourth, number 3, Counteract. Running time of the race, 1:15 and 71/100. 7th race today, the Michelob Ultra Purse. Results are now official. The official winner, Coastal Jazz. Into the Michelob Ultra winner's circle, it's Coastal Jazz. He's owned by Nina Hagen and Miranda Gibson, trained by Howie Gibson, ridden to victory by jockey Blake Nunley. Coastal Jazz is an 8-year-old bay gelding by Coast Guard from Jasmine's Melody. She was sired by Artax. Bred here in Washington by Ron and Nina Hagen. And a look at the prices for the 7th race winner. Coastal Jazz made it look easy today. $7.46 to win, 5 to place, $3.68 to show. Number 9, it's Kraken Time, $21.54 on the place ticket, $10.20 to show. Number 2, Elegant Boy, $4.30 to show. Winning Exacta, $92.26. Rolling Double, $12.20. 50-cent trifecta, $306.71. 10-cent super, $209.32. Winning pick 3, $62.22. Time to go trackside to the Michelob Ultra winner's circle. Here's Joe Withy.
Thank you, Tom. And what a outstanding Washington-bred Coastal Jazz is. The 8-year-old with his 10th win at Emerald Downs. He's won 16 races in his career. Big earnings total and just sheer speed today in this Michelob Ultra Purse. Blake Nunley aboard for trainer Howard Gibson and owner Ron and Nina Hagen and Miranda Gibson as well. That's a triple for Ron Hagen today. West Coast Bull, Storm Harbor, Coastal Jazz. And a triple, the first of his career for Howie Gibson. Congratulations, Howie.
Yeah, thank you. Today was a great day. So I'm glad to be able to experience it here with Ron. For sure, Ron and Nina have done a lot for me the last couple years, so I'm glad that Coastal Jazz got it done today.
You guys are working together, and Coastal Jazz, you know, it'd been a few races since he'd won last, not that long, last fall. But how about his training leading up to this? Because that was a tremendous performance today.
Yeah, he worked really good. I think he really needed the first race, and it was a really tough race. And then today was just a little bit better spot. There wasn't as much speed, and he carried it a lot better today.
And Blake aboard. Blake, got to know him a little bit last time out, but how about that gate break? Your eyes had to be getting big about 20 yards into the race.
Oh yeah, he broke real strong, and the game plan was just to go with him because that's where he's gotten the best run and biggest heart out of it. He had a good break. Going down the backside was just real nice and relaxed, and just waiting for whatever would be pressure, and there was no pressure to show up today.
Nice and relaxed while you're going fast. That's Coastal Jazz, and yeah, just a great start for you. And Blake's coming through. Did you tell him, give him any particular instructions today, Howie?
No, well, I told him to let him go because if you don't let him go, he doesn't run the same races. Like sometimes you take a hold of him. When Steve had him, did a really good job with him. He came from out of it, but when Justin had him, he let him go a little bit more, and he seems to run his best races that way.
Let him go, and let him go fast. Let's get a word for Ron Hagan. Pretty good promo for Coast Guard, one of the El Dorado Stallions, Ron, West Coast Harbor, and Coastal Jazz today.
He's 8 years old, but he looks like a 4-year-old. So
He sure did, and yeah, Coast Guard going strong up there, and a winner for Barkley today too.
Barkley and both of them are doing good, and we're coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, that's right, and congratulations for today at Triple. Miranda, your man's doing good. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm proud of Coastal Jazz. He's a fun horse to be a part of, and I appreciate being able to have him in the barn.
You bet. A really great Washington bred. Coastal Jazz and the Michelob Ultra Light Purse.
In the upcoming 8th race, the Colette the Vet Memorial Purse at 6 furlongs. Number 6, Prancy Pants, will carry 2 pounds over. Number 7, Rabble, a change of rider. Make the jockey Kevin Orozco. Kevin Orozco to ride number 7, Rabble, in the 8th race. Post time for the 8th and final coming up at 5:21. 14 minutes until post time.
Eighth and final at Emerald Downs, the Dr. Colette Burgum DVM Memorial Purse. As we remember a very beloved member of the Emerald Downs and Washington thoroughbred community, Colette Burgum, passing a few months ago, and her family, friends remembering her today in this race. It's a filly and mare sprint at 6 furlongs. We do have a rider change. Number 7, Rabble, with Kevin Orozco on the 7, as Inzaway is first out. And Inzaway, 4th start at the meeting, has a 3rd among those races, but takes that drop in class for trainer Fidel Alejandre, and Addison Pfeiffer aboard the 1. Lapo Peace, a lot of solid efforts from her. She was 3rd last time out, and she was a fairly heavy favorite, John.
Yeah, as you mentioned, she was 4 to 5 and just kind of routed an even 3rd. Now, her previous 2 races are a lot better, and she does go for a new barn today, so we'll see if that barn can get one of the better races out of her.
George Rosales trainee, Kevin Krieger aboard. He has ridden her before. Escape from Paradise, the 3. And by the way, numbers 1, 3, and 5 not covered in the pick 5. If 1, 3, or 5 win, we would have a carryover in the pick 5 to Sunday. Number 3 there, Alex Anaya aboard for Liz Kowalski. First race since early in the meeting, a couple months ago. Bourbon Tiger, if she repeats her race of July 3rd a couple weeks ago, she'd be tough in here.
Yeah, Sing a Happy Song was dropping down and just set a wicked pace, and Bourbon Tiger chased her all the way around the track and held on for a good second. And as you mentioned, she just probably has to repeat that effort to get the job done today.
Now in the barn of Mary Tate and Alex Cruz aboard the 4. Mischievous Emma on the track there for Fidel Alejandre, coming off a 3rd place finish, not a few lengths behind Bourbon Tiger in that race we just mentioned of July 3rd. So Connie Dahl rides back for Alejandre. There's the 6, Prancy Pants. She comes off a couple of placings for Jose Puentes.
Had a nice trip last time, just was out finished late. She's going to have to improve a little bit, but she's in good form.
And Rabble has a win and a 2nd, 3 and 4 back, and now in the barn of Alexis Silva Martinez. Tactical speed from Rabble, and Kevin Orozco aboard, and Bob's By on the outside takes a little drop for her 3rd start of the meeting. On the track for the 8th.
Dan Harrington's call to post for the 8th and final today. The Colette the Vet Memorial Purse at 6 furlongs. It's a claiming event, purse of $8,500 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Note the rider change for number 7, Rabble. Her pilot now Kevin Orozco. Post time in less than 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes to post.
Eighth and final at Emerald Downs. 6 furlong sprint for fillies and mares. And once again, if numbers 1, 3, or 5 would win this race, we'll have a pick 5 carryover to Sunday, and that would be an all stakes pick 5, and there would be a huge handle there, but we need to run this race first, and there are 8 possible winners. So let's go up to Tom for his selection.
Joe, you have had quite a day today. Good on you. What is that, 4 wins today? 5 wins?
No, maybe 3.
3. Okay, well.
But that's better than some days.
Maybe this one too, who knows?
Okay, yeah, this is a chance.
Yeah. And John's had a good day today as well, so let's see if we can end it on a winning note here.
Okay, yeah, you bet.
I'm going to go to Rabble here. Number 7 drops down a bit in class, won a $5,000 claimer earlier in the meeting. Rabble, you can look at the past performance line on this one going all the way back earlier this year. Has been in a lot of $5,000 and $8,000 claiming spots, and just looks to have an edge here, dropping in from 5 to 25. So I'll put Rabble on top. Prancy Pants, second selection, been right there in the last couple, should be a menace here. And Bob's Vi, number 8, third selection, steps down another class dropper, has pretty decent early speed to offer. I go 7, 6, and 8 here in the nightcap.
Okay, Rabble on top. Yeah, she's a winner at the current meeting and drops down to 2,500 today. Once again, Kevin Orozco aboard the 7. Orozco rides Rabble. John Lindley.
Yeah, I'll second what Tom said. That was a great pick by you in Coastal Jazz last race. But just as importantly, Joe is part owner of horses that are 2 for 2, and he's going for the hat trick tomorrow on World Cup final day in a stakes race. So we'll hope he can get a good effort out of his
Are we
filly
going
in
to
the
get
stakes.
you here in this seat tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Racing is certainly right at the top of your interest, but World Cup, well, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
World Cup's up there too.
Well, the good news is World Cup will mostly be done by our first race, so
Okay.
we'll see. I'm going to try number 4, Bourbon Tiger. As you mentioned, she ran huge last time. It was firework night, and nobody was beating Happy Song, but she persevered for a second and was a clear second. If she repeats that race, she's going to be tough. We'll see if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Bourbon Tiger tracked that lone speed just a couple weeks ago and ran a good race, hung in there, and some of her other races aren't bad either, and that was her first drop down to 2,500, so looking for Bourbon Tiger to be prominent today. John and I have the 4. Tom's gone the 7 in the 8th.
And the horses have reached the starting gate. Post time for the 8th. 8th and final race today, the Colette the Vet Memorial Purse at 6 furlongs. Inzaway, first one to go in. Now comes Mischievous Emma. La Papis, next one. Prancy Pants as well, straight in. Here comes Rabble, one from the outside. Escape from Paradise, 2 off the rail. Bob's Vi outside post. Bourbon Tiger, last one. In the gate. And runners away. Good start for Bob's Vi from the outside. Bourbon Tiger came away alertly at the inside. La Papis in the chase. Escape from Paradise prompted from between horses. Then comes Prancy Pants to Rabble on the outside. Length more to Mischievous Emma. Ends away at the tail. They hustle for the far turn a half mile away. 21.97 first fraction. Bob's Vi just in front. Bourbon Tiger is right there quickly to engage. Prancy Pants picks up the running from the outside. La Papis tucked in at the rail. Escape from Paradise. Rabble to the outside and ends away. Just over a quarter mile to go. They run to the top of the stretch. Bourbon Tiger just in front now as they round the turn and run for home. Bourbon Tiger trying to shake them off. On the outside, Bob's Vi still chasing along the grandstand side. Now a late charge from Prancy Pants. Prancy Pants is bounding to the front now. La Papis chasing, but it'll be Prancy Pants to win it. La Papis second to Bob's Vi. Bourbon Tiger, Mischievous Emma, Rabble third last. Escape from Paradise, and ends away. Time of the race, 1:11 and 44 100ths.